we were just talking about, as Dan brought up, Grace and the Schmoeminati and whatnot. Who do you think is at the very head, the very top of that Schmoeminati?
It's obvious, right? Is it not? It's
Ellis. I want to hear the obvious answer.
It's Ellis.
Ellis. That's what I would like it to be.
The obvious answer. It should be
Ellis.
Ellis.
To see that, I mean, it seems like but I would say that would be like an obvious choice, because if you're gonna try to if you're trying to control things behind the shadows, you don't want to be in the public light. You want to be in the shadows. You want to be away from the public eye. And honestly, I think it would be either Ken Knapsack or someone that we haven't seen. Maybe even Rachel Cushing, who we haven't seen in a while.
What about Clark Wolf?
Ooh.
We've seen Clark, and she got removed from the commissionership. So why would she shoot herself in the foot like that? Unless it was to throw off suspicion.
That's exactly right. I think Clark's a perfect person for it.
I mean, if you want to make them the most, you want to rock the core of the Schmoedown, the obvious answer isn't always the worst option as well. Just because you put Ellis at the top of that, now you have the power struggle between our two dads in the Schmoedown, between Ellis and Harloff. So honestly, for the best story, especially if Christian's now he's gotten away from the grip that is the president of the Schmoedown, Grace Hancock. But if you want the best story, I think you can flesh it out the best with Ellis and Harloff at the top as opposing forces. I really like that. I think
it's true. Cool. Ellis is the best when it comes to storyline by far. So you do
the stuff with Guy is Exhibit A too. He's killing it with the stuff with Guy.
Exactly. And then you got a guy coming in taking Christian's spot on the desk. I mean,
right.
It all goes in.
It makes so much sense for it to be Ellis. But I like the Knapsack and the Cushing picks. But I think Ellis just makes the most sense.
Yeah, that would probably be the obvious choice, but I like to think outside the box.
No, totally. I mean,
that's what the Schmoedown does, right? When we think it's going to go, it doesn't. But maybe this is the time where it's like, all right, let's just commit to the Ellis bit.
I want to call it right now. Skybound is behind it all. They realized how fucking amazing the Schmoedown is, and they straight up want to take it away and have it solely for themselves. Skybound is behind the Schmoeminati.
Ooh,
it's Robert Kirkman. That's who it is. Wouldn't that be nuts? That's
actually a pretty good one. They're rewriting right now, Jay.
I hope so.
They're rewriting. It'll literally be Skybound, like the personification of Skybound, whoever that it looks like. Probably Kirkman.
It'd be
also, he was Guy was taken outside the Skybound studios, and there were those handprints. We talked about it on one of these episodes. There's those handprints on the wall behind him. That was on the Skybound wall. So in my mind, there's obviously a connection there. He was at Skybound. There's a connection there, man. I think Skybound's behind it all.
Ellis is getting paid off by Skybound.
Never know.
Bang.
He's pissed off because he's co-creator and he never gets any of the fucking
gets the shaft. Damn right, Jay. Damn right. Speak back.
And this bringing Guy in is just a part. It's a small part of the plan to slowly phase Christian out.
Ooh, and an interesting thing about Guy is that scene with him and Grace, where Grace was kind of doing like a Winter Soldier kind of chant to kind of get
that
was so good. That was so good.
Yeah, I thought that was really good. I'm like, oh, this is like Winter Soldier kind of stuff. So
good.
I mean, that maybe it's Ben. I mean, Ben and Andrew go hand in hand. What if it's that?
That'd be some real long-term booking with Ben Bateman. That'd be real long-term.
The time where finally Bateman comes back into the fold with Guy to try to pull him out away from all this too. Because Ben and Guy always allude to team action a lot. Ben does a lot. So maybe this is their way of slowly getting there without going too fast to it. So maybe
right now
needs to come and save Guy from everything that's going on.
Like right now we have like peak Ben Bateman, and then like we take it back to peak Andrew Guy when he was the A player of team action. Right. Before Ben made the turn, and you put them together now, I think it'd be one crazy. I love team action; they're my favorite team of all time. I don't think it's Ben. I think that'd be crazy as hell if it was Ben. But the two of them, like OG, Andrew, and Ben now would be one crazy ass team. Crazy as hell.
And I never associated Team Action with Schmoeminati or anything, but when Team Action first split up and all that, I was thinking that Team Action, that was all just a ploy and a fake breakup in order for Bateman to infiltrate the Five Horsemen, which he did, and break them up, which he did, because I always looked at it like Team Action just always had that big rival with the Horsemen and shit and Roca. And like that was all they wanted to do was just break his whole world apart. And they played the really long game. That's how I like to kind of look at the Team Action thing. And it finally came true last season when they broke everything apart. But
and Ben broke up the Founding Fathers too by taking Dan.
Yeah.
If there's one person that looks ahead farther than anybody else, it's Ben Bateman.
True.
The statistician of
the
Schmoedown.
He's already pre-planning all of this. And again, who else is going to come to Guy's aid in this? Right now, nobody is, but we all know this is happening. I mean, who else in the Schmoedown is coming to help Guy through this? Right now, he's lost and he's just going with it.
Yeah.
And maybe it's because we think Ellis is his handler, so maybe everybody's okay because it is Ellis and everybody trusts Ellis. But as we've said right now, maybe you can't trust Ellis. So who's going to be the person to come and pull Guy?
Jay, I hope you know you just broke my whole world down. Like you just saying like, oh yeah, like it was a ploy from the beginning. Years of storyline in the making. Years.
You want to hear something funny? The mic wasn't on that whole time.
No way.
Yeah, for real.
Oh, wow.
So smooth.